Joining us now is DePaul University Professor Andrea Kayne. She teaches school negotiation and educational leadership. Professor, thank you for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Mayor Emanuel's going to court to force teachers back to work. Does he have legal standing here?
Well, I think there are two theories he's using. One is an amendment to the Illinois Education Labor Relations Act, which basically said the only strikeable issue is compensation and benefits. So he's arguing that the issues that they've been negotiating about don't involve that. The union is saying that when it comes to job security, it is related to compensation and benefits. The other issue it seems like he's talking about is if children's health and safety is a concern, you could argue that a strike is illegal.
But by that theory, couldn't you say that any strike is harmful to children? So I mean, like in Boston, the teachers can't strike. So are we headed towards something like that going forward?
Well, there is the legal right to strike in Illinois, so I do think any strike harms children. So I don't think that's going to be the theory that is successful here.
Yeah, Mayor Emanuel could have played this card last week. Do you think he's just doing it now, maybe because he feels like public opinion is shifting over to his side?
Well, I definitely think last week the teachers were raising really important issues. I think he also needed to build trust with the teachers, and I think CTU leadership was able to negotiate a pretty good deal and make a lot of headway. Nobody's going to get everything. I do think going into the second week, there is a concern about the children being out of school longer and kind of losing the goodwill of the public. So, like everybody else, I was disappointed that there wasn't a ratification this weekend.
So what could happen if he, if Rahm Emanuel pursues this, he's pursuing this legal aspect, could they say today, children, this strike has to end, children have to be in school tomorrow? Could it happen that quick? Tell us an idea.
If the injunction is heard today, and I think it's usually injunctions are an emergency basis, like in this case, and the judge basically says the strike is illegal, then I think the teachers, everybody would be ordered back to school tomorrow. But I also think there'd be some concern about would this undo the framework that was negotiated, and there's been a really acrimonious relationship between CPS and CTU, and we need to work on repairing that, and I don't know if legal action would help or harm, but every day the kids stay out of school, it sort of, I think, harms everybody.
Yeah. Does it seem to you both sides are overplaying their hand here? Are you kind of suggesting that?
There's definitely, rhetoric and posturing. I think there were articles over the weekend about who are the winners and who are the losers. And in education law, education politics, we teach students that everybody has to come together eventually to work for the students. So I think that both sides are going to have to sort of stop the posturing. And the CTU leadership did a great job negotiating, bringing important issues to the forefront. Now they need to sell their membership.
Just in a few seconds, were you as surprised as everyone else when the Board of Governors rejected that contract?
I was. I really thought the delegates were going to ratify.
All right, Andrea Kaufman, DePaul University. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.